Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to an all-new reaction and review. Tonight, guys, we are continuing the countdown to episode 100. Now, for those of you who are catching this episode first, allow me to sort of explain exactly what the hell this is about this whole countdown thing. Way back in January of this year, I gave my viewers the choice of 4 movies. They were able to vote for which one they wanted to see as episode 100. I actually thought the voting was going to be a little bit closer, but apparently some people just like to see me suffer. So the worst possible option is what wound up winning and will be episode 100. But I thought, what the hell? I'm going to cover the other 3 candidates first, just because, well, this way I can get them all done with, and if all 4 of them truly suck, I can take them out, I can sell them, I can get a couple of bucks, I can buy a burger. I don't know. Anyway, tonight's film came in second place in that, and by second place, I mean it didn't come close, but it also completely trounced Zardoz, which came in third. Tonight's film is from 1987, stars legendary stand-up comedian and television personality Bill Cosby. The movie is Leonard Part 6. Now, the story behind this movie is, I don't know what the fuck the movie's about itself. Excuse me. I don't know what the hell it's about. Never bothered to look it up. What I do know, though, is this. Bill Cosby stars in the movie. He produced the movie. And the story credit is his too, so that means that he came up with the story for this fucking thing. Weeks before this movie hit theaters, Bill Cosby went public and completely trashed this movie. He said that the movie was garbage. He said that nobody should waste their money on it. I don't know if he was doing that because he genuinely thought it sucked, or if he was trying to drum up at least some form of form of curiosity that would drive more people to the theater. Well, during its entire theatrical run, Leonard Part 6 only earned a little over $4 million, which for some movies that would be a fantastic achievement. Not when your movie has a $24 million budget like Leonard Part 6 did. So, in fact, I actually have this feeling that if we were to add up the box office gross and television sales, as well as VHS, Betamax, and DVD sales, probably also Laserdisc. This thing probably wound up on fucking Laserdisc too. I can just feel that. There's no way in hell, if you were to factor all of that in and add it all together, there's no way in hell it has even come close to making up the $24 million budget that Leonard Part 6 cost to make. I just have this feeling. Now, I could go into this movie expecting it to completely suck, and I'd probably be completely justified in thinking so. But I'm not going to, because I have found diamonds in bags of shit before. This thing could be a big sparkly diamond sitting in a huge, septic tank of garbage. I don't know. The only way to find out is for me to actually sit down and watch it and just see if there's any sort of redeeming quality to this. So, without further ado, it's time to kick back, relax, and check out Leonard Part 6. Okay. I know that there's probably a good explanation for this, but I'm kind of wondering, a film with a $24 million budget, why the hell is its opening credits done up in crayon? I'm not even kidding, guys. The opening credits here are just poorly drawn pictures of animals and the actors' names scribbled on the screen in crayon. Looks really cheap and really sad. I don't know what the fuck I am getting into here, guys. In fact, I'm actually beginning to get a little bit frightened. Okay, I am going to say this because this actually was somewhat, creative. I kind of like how they were able to turn a rainbow trout into a deadly weapon. I thought that was sort of cool. Granted, it was sort of creepy and kind of stupid at times, but hey, at least it was creative, and that is at least something. So I can at least give them a little bit of credit there. Alright guys, see, I knew it. I knew damn well I was going to be able to find a positive in this. Because hey, 1980s films, they almost always had a decent soundtrack. At least we have that. I mean, okay, I mean, you know, the song isn't great, but fucking A, at least it's something. It's really sad that I have to grasp at the soundtrack to find a positive, man. But still, what the hell, at least it's something. You know, folks, I actually kind of think I see exactly what Bill Cosby meant when he said that this movie was a piece of shit. Well, he actually wasn't that vulgar about it, since Bill Cosby rarely, if ever, swears, but still, I can kind of see this movie is not improving at all. I mean, I was hoping for at least a little something. No. So far, this fucking movie's given me absolutely nothing to work with except for a slightly promising soundtrack. That's usually not the best way to go, but I still have about another hour. God damn it. So, our villain has a squad of killers who look like a bunch of rejects from a bad Cirque du Soleil show. Sure. You know, we actually can just keep on heaping up shit here. Why not? Let's actually, though, just see if a big enough pile can actually be good, huh? So, Bill Cosby, our film's hero, just sicked a bunch of innocent rabbits on the people who hired him in the first place. Yeah, bravo. That is a pure act of 100% true heroism there. Jesus God. You know, folks, it's very rare that you watch a movie and there's a scene so absolutely stupid it makes you cringe. Leonard Part 6 just had one of those moments involving killer lobsters and melted butter. I'm absolutely speechless, and I actually am beginning to feel a little bit sick. I can't wait until this fucking thing is done. Thank you, God. Wow, that movie was torture. Oh God, that's still fucking going. I could have fucking sworn I could have stopped. I saw the end credits. But no, apparently we're gonna get like a shot of cast and then Cosby's gonna cover himself with more food. Never mind, we only got it one time. Thank you fucking God. Let me shut this shit off. Oh, dear God. Alright. Well, that was Leonard Part 6. Dear God, that was Leonard Part 6. Alright. Where the fuck to even start? Well, let's try to get the positives done first. For, like, the first half of the movie, the writing is almost clever. Okay, I am going to say that. There are moments where you almost grin during the first half. It doesn't help that the second half is just so absolutely retarded that it kind of renders that point moot. It actually kind of renders the point that they actually had some decent shit absolutely pointless, because that fucking second half is going to make you cringe a lot. But I did learn a lot of things in the second half. I learned that when a vegetarian comes in contact with ground beef, they burn like a ginger in the sun, unless they eat a hot dog, at which point their head explodes Scanners style. I never ever knew that, but now I do know. I learned, well, actually no, that actually is all I fucking learned. I learned that vegetarians burn when in contact with meat unless they actually ingest it, at which point they explode. Then again, the guy did bite into a hot dog, and no one knows what the fuck's in those things anyway. It might as well just be Soylent fucking Green for all any of us know. But hey, you bite into a hot dog and you are a vegetarian, your head's going to explode. That is something worth fucking learning. So, good God though, like the fucking writing. Well, the characters are all about as shallow as can be. I couldn't tell you a single thing about any of the characters except for Leonard, who is a retired secret agent, apparently was one of the greatest secret agents to ever live. He retired because his wife left him because he was a secret agent, and that was 7 years ago. He's still hoping that she will, come back. This is all very loudly and firmly established at the start. None of this is hinted at. It's all very blatantly said. So apparently subtlety was absolutely lost on whoever the fuck wrote, Cosby's little story into a proper script. Acting. Well, there's only so much you can do with a script this shitty, so I really can't fault the acting, because the acting is about as good as could be expected with the fucking material given. So I'm not going to slam on the acting, because really the acting wasn't too bad. Now, I'd like to talk for a moment, if I could. And I don't think I've ever talked about this in the history of Reaction and Review. I want to talk about the product placement in this movie. I know earlier I mentioned the heavy use of Coke products. Let me kind of give you a little bit of a description as to what the hell I'm talking about. Early on, somebody goes to kill Leonard at his restaurant, and Leonard deflects handgun fire by opening a refrigerator door and letting the bullets ricochet off of the door. When he opens it, the fridge is full of Coke cans, and that probably wouldn't seem so bad, but every single can was positioned in just such a way so that way you could see the Coke logo. These cans were specially placed specifically so you knew what the fuck was in that fridge. And then in a later scene, he asks for a sandwich and a drink. He's handed this almost comically large sandwich and a bottle of Coke, and every single shot for the rest of that scene, you can clearly see the Coke logo on the bottle. Mind you, he never drinks out of the bottle once. It is just there for you to see the Coke logo. The other bit of product placement that was just almost ridiculously blatant was one for, of all things, Lava hand soap. I don't even know if they make Lava soap anymore, but there's a ton of it in one scene. It's backstage at his daughter's play that she's starring in. I don't know why the fuck there's a table with hundreds of bars of Lava hand soap, all of them still in the box. That way you can clearly see the Lava logo. I don't know why, and I don't care. The fact of the matter is that was just beyond blatant, and it actually makes the placement of Coke products seem almost subtle. There was one other bit of product placement, and that was for Alka-Seltzer, but guess what? That actually got factored into the story. It actually was used for a part of the story instead of just being there for the sake of being there. So I really can't fault the use of Alka-Seltzer, but I sure as shit am going to rail against the Coke and Lava use, because that was absolutely unnecessary, and it really seemed to just pull me right out of the fucking movie. Which, of course, wasn't too hard since we had special effects that were almost laughably shitty. Guys, this movie was made in 1987, alright? Now, to put this into contrast, by that time, both Ghostbusters and Gremlins had already come out and shown the world how we can do special effects in the 1980s and make them look really fucking good. This stuff looks just overly cheap, and the fact that the movie had a $24 million budget, we shouldn't have special effects that look that shitty, especially since they spent about 50 cents on the opening credits, which, as I stated, were just crayon drawings, so I don't see where the fuck the money went. There's no way in hell this thing should have cost $24 million. I am just not seeing it anywhere. It's like everything was done on the mega cheap. It's like the only way this movie cost $24 million is if Bill Cosby demanded $20 million in pay and the rest of the fucking thing cost $4 million to make. That is the only way I can justify the size of the budget this goddamn movie had. And that's just, good God, that's just awful. Anyway, I'm trying to think. The music was like 1980s style music, and I usually have a bit of a soft spot for all that like cheap like 1980s pop stuff. The score, who did the score again? It was Elmer Bernstein. Yeah, see, and Bernstein knows how to do fairly decent scores, and this one he actually turned in a rather passable score. It really wasn't as good as some of his other work, but frankly, again, there's really only so much effort people are going to put in when your product looks this shitty from the fucking onset. Now, if you guys have noticed, I really haven't touched on what the hell this film was. Yes, I mentioned that Leonard is a retired secret agent, and that's really what the whole thing is. It's a parody of, like, spy films. Now, you could probably find better spy parodies out there, such as Austin Powers, or Spy Hard, or the Flint films. You know, you can find better spy parodies than this. Frankly, I can totally see where in the hell Bill Cosby decided to come out and say, this movie is a piece of crap. I don't think anybody should bother with it. You know, he is totally right, but now I have to wonder, if the movie sucked that badly, why the fuck did he bother making it? Because mind you, he was the one who spent the money on this stupid thing, and he was the one who came up with the story credit. So the fact of the matter is, there is absolutely no excuse for him to have gone public and said this thing is shit. It was his fucking project. I mean, good God, guys, that actually would be like if Kevin Smith came out and said that Clerks is just an absolute hunk of shit. Clerks was all him. Mind you, he has never said that, and I don't think that he ever will, because Clerks is actually decent. But that's kind of where we're going here. Is this movie, for all intents and purposes, was Bill Cosby's project, and for him to come out and say that it is a piece of shit after he dropped 24 mil on it and came up with the story credit and starred in it and everything else, it just seems kind of sad to me. So, oh God, is there any way I can recommend this movie to anybody? I would have to say, if you see it on Comedy Central, if for whatever reason Comedy Central, you know, runs it, or if you see it on like HBO, Cinemax, or Showtime, or something like that, again, if for whatever goofy, stupid reason they opt to run it, go ahead and watch it, because frankly, it's not costing you a cent. I actually checked on Netflix. I checked on my little tablet here. I checked if Leonard Part 6 was on Netflix. The movie was that boring. I was looking it up for you guys. It's not. So there's no way you will get it on Netflix, but then again, that is probably a blessing, because I really don't think you guys should waste your time with this. Frankly, Bill Cosby was completely right. This movie's a piece of shit. But hey, you know, if you absolutely have to suffer, go ahead and rent it. Rent it somewhere or download it. Just please do not waste money buying it, because that would just be tragic. Speaking of wasting money buying it, yes, Leonard Part 6 came off the Amazon wish list. The person who sent it in, big shocker, was a friend of mine. Name's David. You can find his YouTube channel over at Little Ridley Stairs. I am going to provide a link for you guys. David, you know, I don't know why the hell you send me such goofy shit, but then again, I'm looking at episode 100, and well, at least you didn't send me that. And that is going to be our next episode, folks. Yes, our next episode is going to be the big milestone 100th episode. Holy fucking monkey shit. I cannot believe we've gotten this far, guys. This is episode 99. I never even thought I'd get up to episode 50. But now here we are, we're sitting on the precipice of episode 100, and I feel kind of special. I'm going to have to go out and celebrate, and I haven't even filmed episode 100 yet. So, with that, folks, we come to the close of another reaction and review. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, take care, and I will see you all in the near future. Peace.